Alright, first off, I want to say all praises to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, Hashem Rakak Wadash, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and shalom to the brothers in the highways and byways pushing this word now, sincerity and truth, the sisters, the believers, the helps, shalom. This is the brother Irawam from the James Jamaica camp, and just want to do a short lesson in regards to sustainable development and urbanization, and show that this is nothing new, right? As the scriptures tell you, there is no new thing under the sun, right? So we just want to show that in ancient Egypt, you had urbanization, right? And it's similar to what will take place in today's society, right? So we can definitely just pull up a few scriptures, make this as short as possible, and hopefully it is edifying, right? So let's begin with Ecclesiastes 1 verse 9. The thing that had been is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done, and there is no new thing under the sun, right? Also we have Romans 15 tell that whatever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, right? Romans 15 verse 4, for whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope, right? So all that we need to know, right, in regards to prophecy, in regards to conduct, in regards to everything, is found within the scripture, within these scriptures, right? But also the scripture tells us if we look for the whole part, right? So first we just look up some terms, keenly the term urbanization, right, from the Wikipedia, and then afterwards we take some look at Agenda 21, which is instituted by the United Nations, and show the instance where it was implemented in ancient Egypt, right, from the scriptures. So this urbanization, it says, refers to the population shift from rural to urban residences, right? So that sentence alone basically says it all, right? So it's basically when you switch from a rural area, so-called farmlands or the outskirts or bushland, right, for lack of a better term, to cities, right, or metropolitan cities, right? It says the gradual increase in the proportion of people living in urban areas and the ways in which each society adapts to this change, right? Now it says predominantly the process by which towns and cities are formed and become larger as more and more people begin living and working in central areas. And we even see that in today, to the society, you see people move from rural areas because they have more opportunities there, more jobs, right? More let's say entertainment, so on and so forth, right? It says, although the two concepts are sometimes used interchangeably, urbanization should be distinguished from urban growth. Urbanization is the proportion of the total national population living in areas classed as urban, Slovakia, while urban growth refers to the absolute number of people living in areas classed as urban areas. It says the United Nations, which we all know here is the beast, right, projected that half the world's population would live in urban areas at the end of 2008. So yeah, the key point, we're going to take some out of the second paragraph as well, right? But we just want to get some information. But keep in mind the first line, right? It refers to the population shift from rural to urban areas, right? Now it says urbanization is relevant to the range of disciplines, including urban planning, geography, sociology, meaning how the people react with each other, economics, right? So how spending on them things that take place, right? Public health, right? So location, sociology, the way of life, basically, right? As it's put up the definition in the scientific study of society, patterns of social relationships, social interaction, and culture of everyday life. It is social science that uses various methods of empirical investigation and critical analysis to develop a body of knowledge about social order acceptance, and change or social. Hold on, let's pull this up to get the full definition. Or social policy and welfare, while others focus primarily on refining the theoretical understanding of social process. Right? So basically, it shows you just the way of life of people in the urban cities. So they have the society have a certain pattern of social relationships, a democracy and whatever doctrine flow through, social interaction, the ins and outs of how you're supposed to behave within the society, the culture, right? We also go back to things that get done of everyday life, right? Social order. And if you go back to when we go back to them group here from the second definition, urban planning, geography, sociology, economics, and public health, all these things have to do with the chip because you have the RFID readers, right? Within every RFID technology in all sector of the urban of the urban system, like the landscape and everything. You have the so here we have it. Let me just pull up some of these definitions. Urban planning, right, is a technical and political process concerned with development and design of land use and built environments, including air, water, and infrastructure, passing in and out of urban areas such as transportation, communication, distribution networks, and never really going into them definitions here before. Network distribution and the provision of municipal services to residents and visitors, right? So if you are going to an urban area, right, you have all them things your way, them literally plan how this are going to get done. And all of this, believe me, you're going to have cashless ways to get in and out and to access all these services, yo, and for, you need the RFID technology to basically go through them way of life here in the time to come, right? So hey, basically you have the infrastructure, right? Building codes, as me as a couple key terms, settlements, rural practitioners of urban planning, right? So you have all different type of basically enforce methodologies include governmental zoning, planning, permissions, and building codes, right? As well as private easements and restrictive covenants, right? So basically, it does have the urban planning of the how the basically the lockdown or the regulation of the buildings and the infrastructure where the well, right? So going back, geography, the location of this the particular city, right? Economics, as we know, money, public health, that speak for itself, right? It says the phenomenon has been closely linked to modernization, industrialization, and sociological process of rationalization, right? So that can basically go through this on your own, but just there try to get a short definition before we go any further, right? Now, the UN have a plan. It's called Agenda 21, right? And Agenda 21 is a non-binding action plan of the United Nations with regard to sustainable development, right? So basically, it's i.e. the New World Order, right? You have universal ID, you never try to universal currency, right? Universal laws, a universal army, everything, all of the sustainable development of the whole entire world are go according to one main agenda. And every nation on the face of the planet right now are move towards Agenda 21, aka Sustainable Development, aka the New World Order, right? So when I click on sustainable development, it says sustainable development is the organizing principle, right, for meeting human development goals while at the same time sustaining the ability of natural systems to provide the natural resources and ecosystem services upon which the economy and the society depends. Now, them human development goals here, Who you think has set them? As it said earlier, it is being set by the UN, right? I.e. the international bankers, right? AKA the elite, the Rothschilds, the Rockefeller, the DuPonts, the Gettys, the Oppenheimers, right? The ruling elite class of family. Now, under sustainable development, you have some goals, right? So sustainable development goals, you can look up these on your own, and we're going go down to one main part, seeing that the main point of this topic is basically um is basically we have to do with urbanization, right? So like yeah, just define it, which one is gone now. Yeah, sustainable development goals. Just have it like your Akim. Oh boy, shit, and really at work today. I just literally had the goals, right? Because you have a particular area filled with housing. I'm not understanding. Slack it, just a moment, Akim. All right, found it. So these are the sustainable development goals, right? And this gonna show where I found it. It is basically under Agenda 21, and when you scroll down to the box Agenda 21 for culture, right? And then you have Sustainable Development Summit and Sustainable Development Goals, right? Now, when you scroll down and you'll see the part that says you have no poverty, zero hunger, good health, well-being for people, quality of education, gender equality, and sustainable cities and communities, right? Right, and this is where it says it's a responsible consumption and production. Oh, Salakia, goal 11, make cities and human settlements inclusive, safe, res resilient, and sustainable, right? The target for 2030 is to ensure access to safe and affordable housing. The indicator named to measure progress towards this target is the proportion of urban population living in slums or formal settlements, right? So basically, them a plan to get rid of quote unquote the ghetto, right? And also you have many people that come out to get against this Agenda 21 and show that them a buy up all of the rural lands, and I say yo, them need the lands for wildlife and for save endangered species and for save certain plants and all them things. But really and truly what them a do is them a force people in the cities, right? And they make the cities them look so much better. Say how small housing people, the space that them living are too small and all them thing there. But really and truly when them say put you in the city, it's like you're living in a jail cell, right? Even right now, which part me basically live in a urban area, and with me pay a ridiculous amount of rent, and the space that I have can barely hold two people, right? So hey, it's all bullshit, but it's just a part of them agenda, right? Now it says the last sentence says movement from rural to urban areas has accelerated as the population has grown and better housing alternatives are available, which is a damn lie. Because when me in a country, me I live much better than when me I live in the city right now. right? So a part of the goal, right, are basically if you have urbanization, moving people from rural areas into so-called urban areas or cities, right? So now that we have an overview of what urbanization is, let's put it from the scripture and see how it was applied in ancient Egypt and how it be applied today. Genesis 47 verse 13, and there was no bread in the land of Egypt, for the famine was very sore, so that the land of Egypt and all the land of Canaan fainted by reason of the famine. So basically, them have a famine. Now we know that based on how the elites structure this, within for the majority of places, every supermarket and stores need to be restocked within 3 days, especially when it come out to food, right? So once this war kick off, once this social upheaval kick off, limited food, which will cause famine, and basically people will get desperate. And even before that, like the economy hyperinflation, right? The economy will go down. Take a look at Venezuela, for example, right? So you're gonna have a breakdown of social order, and when the famine was in Egypt, there was a breakdown of social order. And Joseph gathered up all the money that was found in the land of Egypt and in the land of Canaan for the corn which they bought, and Joseph brought the money into Pharaoh's house. So yeah, for a while the money going to work, right? Even in all of the chaos and thing, when the shit start hit the fan, yeah, the money are gonna work, but it's hard, but it not gonna work for long, right? Genesis verse 15, it says, and when the money failed in the land of Egypt, so yeah, money can fail. A lot of dumb asses out here, especially in Jamaica, and them Benjamites here don't believe the money can fail. And when the money failed in Egypt and in the land of Canaan, all the Egyptians came unto Joseph and said, give us bread, for we should die in thy presence, for the money faileth. And Joseph said, give your cattle, and I will give you for cattle if money fail. So basically, in order to get food, them start give them cattle, right? So where some people will give up, some people might give up them house, some people might give up them car. You know, them it basically I will take time on going to one type of barter type of system like, right? Because after a while I will say the money now go fail. So basically it'll be like where you have can give it. And even with the government it'll be a thing where you gonna have we can aid the government in this current time, right? All of them are take shit because by right in a state of emergency, the government supposed to have access to all assets, right? Even here in Jamaica, them tell you that once you have a state of emergency, them have needs and none of your assets, so they want me car, land, house, or even you yourself, is it me? You need to assist. But can we say, yo, them take it from the barter standpoint, right? We have to change. Some people might have some jewelry or something, but isn't it? Them give something and them days the jewelry now really make no sense. And as you know, the paper money you already feels so that now gonna make no sense either. So what assets you have can trade in to ensure say yo, you get something to eat. Verse 18, and that year was ended, and when it came and they came unto him the second year and said unto him, we will not hide it from my lord, how that our money is spent. My lord also at our herds of cattle. There is not aught left in the sight of my lord, but our bodies and our lands. Right? It says, wherefore we shall die before thine eyes, both we and our land, buy us and our land for bread, and we and our land he said that buy both we and our lands, buy us and our lands for bread, and we and our land will be servants unto Pharaoh, and give us seed that we may live and not die, and the land be not desolate. So basically, what them do, them basically sell themselves in a slavery. And the same so when with Esau, the difference with Esau is this: when you go to him and say, all right, we be a servant for food, he must say, all right, look, me go me go basically chip on. So if you get food from me, you have to get this chip, right? So which is the mark of the beast, the RFID chip. Now this is the key point. Verse 20. And Joseph bought all the land of Egypt for Pharaoh, for the Egyptians sold every man his field, because the famine prevailed over them, so that the land became Pharaoh's. And as for the people, he removed them to cities from one end of the borders of Egypt even to the other end thereof. Right? So right there and then so once them sell themselves, then basically get relocated. But in a this day and age, once this relocation, you say you need food and you're with the government, all right, you have to come within the secured border or within the fenced cities, as the scripture call it, or if you're within the quote unquote the safe zone, you need to come get a chip, right? And you get put in a them concentration camps here, because that's a part of the safe zone. Or if you go there in a no form of controlled area where you have food and clothing and shelter and everything, I go quote unquote all right when you have the guards, you have to take that chip, right? But it only gonna be to destruction if you take that chip. Because the scripture let you know that anybody will take this ship shall be destroyed. You are gonna taste of the nuclear missiles, right? So we're gonna check these two words, right? Slovakia, wrong verse, and you remove them. Can so I look up the word removed, and I look up the word cities, right? So the word removed basically from the Hebrew ibar, right? And when you look it up, it says to pass over or pass by or pass through, alienate, right? So you might get alienated from them homes, from them land. Bring, carry, do away, take away, transgress, right? So pass into say to be alienated, pass into other hands, right? So they basically get passed into the hands of Pharaoh, right? Them give them give them freedom, right? But as we say, the modern day Pharaoh, which is the so-called white man, you might put a chip in on a hand or in on a forehead for show no allegiance and for show that look, you submit yourself unto me, right? As even the brother Akwai come and bring out when they tell us say how them worship the beast, right? They tell you like one licking a dog's licking his master's hand, right? So they might go begging, just like how the famine make them people here beg, right? Because when I read it, like the brothers when they're reasoning with the brothers, they might say, oh, if you realize we bring them to the city, oh, the famine, right? Is it the so-called safety or security or the food is what really make them agree to sell up themselves, and that cause them to be removed into the cities. So at the same thing that happen with the modern day Pharaoh, he's going to bring you us in a concentration camp or in these so-called urban areas or secured areas. But in order to get in, you have to receive that mark in your right hand or in your forehead, yo. Because with basically the way how them are set up, in order for you to have some digital currencies based off of them are put in a labor camps and them thing they you might earn a little thing for because they're not gonna just give the food just like that. You have got everything shall be earned, right? And you have to have a way for what I say I don't want to say commerce, but in order for traffic, right? In order for spend. Because spending still a good debut is just that it set a different way, right? Based upon Esau urbanization. Because that will be the first part of the urbanization process when all hell break loose. Or would the government come here or not? You don't know that. And if you watch them post apocalyptic movie, you realize you always have a major city where well controlled and everything, and then on the outskirts are just like whole wasteland and people where scavenge and as you may have the underground and all them things out there. Within the city are them the underground, but within the city you always have some big wall, right? We're heavily fortified. You see me? So Esau been showing them things here in our movies, right? And when I look up the word city, right, it is IR, right? And it says a town, city, town, place of walking, guarding, right? So a well guarded place, right? So you gonna have the towers and the walls or the fences. It'll be a heavily guarded place, right? And if you go down to the Chaldees lexicon, right? So it show you when we can go through them, a city or a town said to be so called from being frequented by people, right? And you go down and say a place fortified with a wall, right? Notice say the city shall be troubled. One man shall desire to go into a city and won't be able to. Why? Because everywhere you go well guard, you have checkpoints, you have certain zones, right? As the urbanization tell you about certain zones as we going earlier, right? For this word also included camps, right? You have the concentration camps where basically get implemented in those days, and also small fortified places as towers, watchtowers, right? So some of these concentration camps are gonna be where we move to as well, right? Going down, it says to the fenced cities, right? For the tower of the watchmen onto the fenced cities, right? Jerusalem, right? And it go down and it says there's a point on your town villages. See here it says city, a city, and it go down to say of the metropolis of Moab, which a metropolis is basically a mother city, right? Situated on the southern shore of Aran, right? So basically, it give an example of the ancient time, right? Where you have Moab, you have a metropolis, right? So you say I Yar, right? Yar Mawahab, right? City of Moab, right? So you have the city of Moab, and it tell you about and it mentioned in Numbers 21 verse 28, Isaiah 15 verse 1, right? Of the metropolis of Moab, right? Hey, look up metropolis right away. Hey, that's why one thing if we can say one thing the Apostle Gabar always teach you, hey, get into these words, right? Always say you know your words, right? Metropolis, a capital or chief city of a country or region, right? A very large and busy city, right? So, and if you look it up in the etymology, right, it'll tell you mother city. Right? We can do that as well. Not going through. See it on really our cardio. Right, metropolis meaning chief town, and then as you see right here, right, mother city, right, from the from meta meaning mother, right, and polis meaning city. So basically, it's a mother city, and as it's down there in Greek, parent state of a colony, right? So you have the main area, right, or the main city. So hey, if you get into these cities, you go you basically get the chip. So it happened in ancient Egypt, and as we said before, what caused it to happen in ancient Egypt, Slovakia, the lack of food, right? And verse 22 says, only the land the priest bought, it did not But he not for the priests had a portion assigned to them of Pharaoh, and did eat their portion which Pharaoh gave them, wherefore they sold not their lands. Right? So when they see that, you can see right away that them sold them land, and then when I go down, you tell us say, yo, Pharaoh basically would after him buy them land, him put them in the field for work, and him give them him take the fifth part and give them the fourth part. Meaning say, yo, him take more take most of the profits are the fruits or the reapings of the land, and give them just enough where them basically is not so much of them making a profit, but them have enough just to sustain them family or just to feed them family, right? As a matter of fact, I'm read it. Then said Joseph unto the people, behold, I have brought you this day and your land. I have bought you this day and your land for Pharaoh. Lo, here is seeds for you, and ye shall sow the land. And it shall come to pass in the increase that ye shall give the fifth part unto Pharaoh, and four parts shall be your own for the seed of the field, and for your food, and for them of your household, and for the food for your little ones. Them say, look, the fifth part of a Pharaoh, the fourth part of you. So most of the part, most of it go to what? To Pharaoh, right? And the same thing at the time to come, you go basically once you get brought in them cities, then them put it to work because they're not gonna feed you for free, right? And as so come the buying and selling of the chip are coming to place based upon your digital earnings, right? You can traffic in those metropolitan cities, right? But kind of like you can use it outside of the city because them that are considered are restricted area, and it's all under what the Agenda 21 and the metropolis of Esau, right? The United Nations, right? The beast. So you have the beast system, right? As a matter of fact, let me just double check something before me close off. So this is Revelation 14 verse 9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of God, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. Right? And the smoke of their torment ascended up forever and ever, and they have no rest day nor night who worship the beast and his image, and whosoever receiveth the mark of his name. Right? So, hey, it's going to be hell all the way around. Now, when I look up the word worship, I say, if anyone worship the beast, and part of worshiping the beast is also to receive his mark. This is the Strong's for it, yo. Strong's G4352, right?
Strong's G 4352. Proskuneo. Proskuneo.
And it says from 4314 G4314, right? It says pros, which means to basically towards or with regard, right? And the second one is G2965, meaning to kiss, lick, like a dog licking his master's hand, right? So basically that's how them actually come to fear. Because when you read the rhetoric how them say, look, take we land and take we and all them they desperate, right? It says a dog, metaphor, a man of impure mind, an impudent man, right? So basically they bring themselves down to a dog, right? And a dog is also a servant, right? And also once you have a dog loyal to you or a dog that is broken, them bid the will of them master, right? As I go down, it says to kiss the hand towards one in token of reverence, right? So them all go to the so-called white man because of food, the lack of food and all of the hell where take place, right? And get basically receive a mark and get engrafted in them society just to eat, and them all go on and begging for accept them right? Just like how them people go to Pharaoh in Genesis 47. So with that, hope you brothers were edified, right? Once more, I want to say all praises to Yahweh Hashem Shai, and just to say, this is just to build up brothers' faith, and that look our trust is in the Lord, yo. And Kalalali Yahweh Hashem Shai, Hashem Rakak Wadash, the honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and shalom to the brothers in the highways and byways pushing this word now sincerity and truth, the sisters, the believers, the helps, shalom.